I was outside in nature all day. I
Mm-hmm.
had discovered while I was there a book called Mastering the Core Teachings of the Buddha by Daniel
Mm-hmm.
Ingram. I was like obsessed with that book, meditating multiple hours a day. And I was in Vermont for a few months. I made YouTube videos at that time. It was just a fun time in Vermont.
Yeah.
And while I was there, I had made the decision that I wanted to go back to school for myself to finish up my degree. But yeah, that was like a really nice time, my time in Vermont. I felt like I was journaling. I was pretty isolated. I was just with my mom and her boyfriend and his family at the time. But I was, taking care of my health. I was growing in mindfulness, growing in knowledge, kind of this book, Mastering the Core Teachings of the Buddha, that really helped because it, one, allowed me to realize, okay, these experiences that I had are normal and they're
Mm-hmm.
commonly shared by people. Two, it's actually encouraging because they're experiences that are on a well-documented path that leads to ultimate inner peace, clear
Mm-hmm.
seeing of, what's going on here. The path is going to be and will be very painful. Like, there's parts in the journey, so to speak, where it's like you have this high. I could probably equate that to when I was in Hong Kong and I was reading these books and I felt amazing
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be myself and happy. And then you
Yeah.
have this low, this event that takes place that's like craziest thing ever. That was, the out of
Mm-hmm.
body experience. And then that plummets you into this like spiritual depression, so to speak. And
Mm-hmm.
so I felt like I was like in this depression for so long. Around the time I got to Vermont is when I felt like I was really feeling like happier and more vibrant and
Yeah.
energetic. But that's also a thing. You kind of stabilize in this equanimous, peaceful state. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading this book and it's just describing thing after thing, cognition after cognition, event after event in my life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not crazy. Like this journey that
Mm-hmm.
I'm on is normal and it's shared. And it's really, you could probably strip it down to just like stages of cognitive development in people. But I was able to see that and validate that for the first time through that book. And then that also gave me not only, okay, this is where I've been, this is where I'm at, but this is what I can expect ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
So then it was like, oh, I got a map of the journey a little bit.
Yeah.
And that just, so much pressure, stress, anxiety, whatever, taken off my shoulders, relatability, etc. So yeah, I did that. Was in Vermont for a while. And then I went back to school January of 2023. But now I have like other meditators, community members, relatable people. So
Mm-hmm.
things just kept looking up. More community was being built. And I started getting a better view of like what's truly fulfilling to me, how I can help people, and who I am really. So I realized a lot of it is due to lack of self-discovery, lack of self-belief, lack of self-confidence, where these kids are really smart, really capable, getting this education and then going into these lucrative job industries where they're unhappy. And that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly where I was. So I felt called to build a curriculum, but I gave all of these things, the YouTube channel, basketball, health, meditation, even for periods of time, technology. I've given up all of these things in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a real letting go. And it's very cliche, but I love the saying. And this was another thing that got me through my ability to break up in the relationship. If you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's meant to be. And so not
Yeah.
only did I feel that way about my relationship, I felt that way about my friends. I felt that way about career. I felt that way about technology. I felt that way about basketball. I grew up playing basketball my whole life. There, I kind of
Yeah.
let it go for a while. And so it's like I'm continuously letting things go over and over and over again, not trying to grip, not trying to cling, not trying to hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
And having a willingness to let go and not being afraid to let go of anything in my life
Mm-hmm.
allows me to see what's there and what naturally
Mm-hmm.
arises.